Some airplanes aren't just big, they're massive, towering machines built to carry hundreds of people across oceans and continents in a single flight. And sometimes, that size comes with unexpected designs, unusual shapes, or engineering choices that make them stand out even more. These aircraft weren't built to look normal. They were built to solve problems, break records, and move more passengers than ever before. Some became legends, others are rarely talked about, but all of them push the limits of commercial aviation. This is the top 10 largest and weirdest passenger planes ever built. 10. McDonnell Douglas DC-10. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10 was one of the most recognizable wide-body aircraft of the 1970s and 80s. With its signature third engine mounted at the base of the vertical stabilizer, it stood out instantly on any runway. Designed to carry over 270 passengers, the DC-10 helped shape long-haul travel in the early days of wide-body jets. Its performance was solid, but its design often raised eyebrows. That engine configuration wasn't just for looks. It was meant to offer extra power and balance without needing for engines like its competitors. However, it made the aircraft more complex and gave it a reputation for being harder to maintain. A few high-profile incidents early in its service life only added to the controversy surrounding it. Despite the rocky start, the DC-10 went on to serve airlines around the world for decades. It became a trusted workhorse, especially in its cargo and military versions. Its unusual appearance and important role in aviation history earned it a spot on this list. It may not be the biggest ever built, but it was big enough and strange enough to leave its mark. 9. Lockheed L-1011 TriStar. The Lockheed L-1011 TriStar was Lockheed's ambitious entry into the wide-body jet market during the golden age of commercial aviation. It featured a sleek fuselage, spacious cabin, and one of the quietest rides of its time. But what really made it stand out was the engine embedded in its tail, fed by an S-shaped duct that twisted through the fuselage. It looked different and flew different from anything else on the runway. The L-1011 was packed with advanced technology for its era, including an automated descent system that allowed smoother landings and improved passenger comfort. Its design focused on safety, redundancy, and smooth operation, but that complex tail engine and high development costs made it expensive to build and maintain. Combined with production delays, it never reached the commercial success of its rivals. Even so, the TriStar earned respect among pilots and passengers for its smooth flight characteristics and innovative features. Its unusual look, with the tail intake towering above the fuselage, gave it a signature profile in the sky. While it was eventually retired, the L-1011 remains one of the most distinctive and advanced trijets ever built, securing its place on this list. 8. Tupolev Tu-144. The Tupolev Tu-144 was the Soviet Union's answer to the Concorde, a supersonic passenger jet that broke records and raised eyebrows. It was the first commercial aircraft to exceed Mach 2, making it the fastest of its kind. Its long, pointed nose and retractable canards gave it a futuristic look that turned heads. But its story was as turbulent as its flights. The Tu-144 was rushed into service under immense political pressure, leading to design flaws and operational challenges. Its engines were noisy, inefficient, and required afterburners during cruise, making flights expensive and uncomfortable. Only a small number of flights carried real passengers before it was pulled from service. Crashes and technical issues sealed its fate. Despite its short lifespan, the Tu-144 left a lasting legacy in aviation history. It proved that supersonic commercial flight was possible, even if not practical at the time. Its bold design and raw power made it a spectacle in the skies. It remains one of the weirdest and most ambitious airliners ever built. 7. Boeing 747 SP. The Boeing 747 SP was a strange-looking version of the iconic jumbo jet built for ultra-long-range travel. SP stands for Special Performance, and its shortened fuselage gave it a stubby, compact appearance. It was about 14 meters shorter than the standard 747, yet still carried over 300 passengers. Despite its odd proportions, it flew farther than any other 747. Airlines like Pan Am and Iran Air used the SP for non-stop routes that stretched across continents. The shorter body meant less weight and more range, but but it came with design compromises. Its small frame and oversized tail gave it an unusual profile, especially on takeoff. Spotters could instantly recognize it from any airport window. Only 45 units were ever built, making it one of the rarest 747 variants to fly commercially. Some were later converted into VIP or private jets, including one famously used by NASA. It didn't last long in regular service, but its strange proportions and high performance earn it a solid place on this list. 6. Airbus A340-600. The Airbus A340-600 was one of the longest commercial aircraft ever built, measuring over 75 meters from nose to tail. Its stretched fuselage made it look almost too long to be real, especially when taxiing or parked next to smaller jets. With 4 engines and a range of nearly 8,000 nautical miles, it was made for ultra-long-haul routes. It could carry over 370 passengers in comfort across vast distances. What made it stand out wasn't just the length, but the way it combined size with elegance. The 4 Rolls-Royce Trent 500 engines gave it smooth performance and a quiet ride. Its tail seemed to go on forever, and some airports had to make special accommodations just to handle its size. Ground crews often commented on how difficult it was to tow. Despite its advanced design and long range, the A340-600 faced stiff competition from newer, more fuel-efficient twin jets. Airlines gradually phased it out in favor of models like the Boeing 777 and Airbus A350. Still, its unique size and smooth flying experience left a strong impression. Few aircraft matched its combination of length, luxury, and presence. 5. Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental. The 747-8 Intercontinental is the longest passenger plane ever built, with over 76 meters from nose to tail. It carried up to 467 people and flew ultra-long routes with ease. Visually, it kept the iconic 747 hump, but looked even more stretched. It was the final and most advanced version of the jumbo jet. It featured quieter engines, longer wings, and better fuel efficiency. Despite that, it entered service as airlines moved to smaller twin jets. That limited its popularity compared to earlier 747s. Still, it impressed with power and range. Used by airlines like Lufthansa and Korean Air, it also became the new Air Force One. The 747-8 closed a historic chapter in aviation. Big, refined, and instantly recognizable, it proved the jumbo still had life left in it. 4. Boeing 777-9. The Boeing 777-9 is the largest twin-engine passenger plane ever built. It's over 76 meters long and seats more than 400 passengers. Its folding wingtips allow it to fit at standard gates. It combines massive size with modern efficiency. The wingspan stretches over 71 meters when fully extended. Its GE9X engines are the most powerful ever on a jet. Despite its scale, it's quieter and burns less fuel. It's built for long-haul routes with lower operating costs. Airlines like Emirates and Lufthansa have placed large orders. The 777-9 brings size and innovation together. It's not just big, it's smart, and it's ready to shape the future of long-distance travel. 3. Antonov Ant-125 Mriya. The Antonov Ant-125 was the biggest aircraft ever built. It measured 84 meters long with 6 engines and a massive 88-meter wingspan. Though made for cargo, it was occasionally configured to carry personnel. Its size was unmatched in aviation history. Originally built to transport the Soviet space shuttle, it later carried the world's heaviest loads. Its takeoffs and landings drew crowds wherever it went. Nothing else looked or sounded like it in the sky. It was a flying colossus. Destroyed in 2022 during the conflict in Ukraine, the Ant-125 became a legend. Its legacy still inspires engineers and aviation fans. No other plane has filled its shoes. It was one of a kind in every sense. 2. Boeing 747-400. The Boeing 747-400 was the most successful version of the jumbo jet. It carried up to 660 passengers and flew over 13,000 kilometers nonstop. With its stretched upper deck and iconic hump, It defined long-haul travel for decades. Airlines worldwide relied on it. It introduced new tech like winglets and a glass cockpit. That made it more efficient and easier to operate. It set records for range and speed. For many, it was the golden era of flying. Used by carriers like British Airways and Qantas, it became a global symbol of air travel. Even after retirement, it remains a fan favorite. Big, fast, and unforgettable, the 747-400 earned its place in history. 1. Airbus A380. The Airbus A380 is the largest passenger plane ever built. It has two full decks and can carry over 850 people in an all-economy setup. At nearly 73 meters long, it dominates any runway. Its size changed what airlines thought was possible. Despite its weight, it flies quietly and smoothly thanks to four massive engines. Inside, some versions included bars and showers. It offered comfort on a huge scale. No other jet matched its passenger capacity. Entered service in 2007, used by airlines like Emirates and Singapore. Though production ended in 2021, the A380 remains a legend. It's the ultimate achievement in commercial aircraft size and ambition. These planes weren't just big, they changed what we thought was possible in passenger flight. From record-breaking size to bold design, each one left its mark on aviation. Which one impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments, hit like, and don't forget to subscribe for more.